At CitizenCon 2952, we introduced a new initiative called Journey to 4.0, showcasing stories about development specifically for 4.x branch of release. From new mission types like investigations, to flight experience changes such as the master modes, from life in the verse-altering resource management systems, to anything and everything Pyro related. The Journey to 4.0 is our chance to step outside the traditional weekly update cadence and look farther ahead than usual. And knowing Star Citizen, this journey will probably be one filled with plenty of twists and turns along the way. And the initiative itself will extend beyond this year's CitizenCon to become a semi-regular series of stories and showcases as you're about to see today. Now, most folks are familiar with the process of concept art, that act of creating expression to
Okay, that's kind of funny. Most of us are very aware of concept art. Let's be real. Listen, that was a low blow. I'm sorry, because I know the devs watching. You know, I just want them to know. I know you're doing hard work. I know the imaginations are going off. Anarchy, speaking of like amazing artists, there's Anarchy. Love him. That's the art director here on the channel. Love you, dude. Noobify said, Jared basically is telling us that the road to 4.0 is going to discuss stuff on the road to 4.0. So what did we learn? Sorry, I'm full of jokes tonight. All right.
Discover that which you want to add to your project, as well as determining that which you most definitely do not. It's perhaps the most exploratory and experimental.
Exploratory. Hold on one second. I'm feeling really. I'm feeling very Banana Fountain right tonight. I've got the vibe going on. Hold on. I just need to. Pepe, can you please?
Banana Fountain.
Thank you. It's beautiful. I love it. It's beautiful. It deserves that. It deserves that. It deserves it.
Part of any development process, and it extends beyond just the visual. Now, today's Journey to 4.0 presentation is from senior sound designer Matt Gabney, a discussion of the process of creating audio concepts for environmental reverb on the distant alien worlds of Pyro.
I want to show you guys something really quick. You guys want to talk about audio? Before we even get into this, like, listen, we're going to do something a little different tonight. I want to give you guys a taste of what we saw here on the channel. Let me get this up here. I'm sorry I did not, but when he said this, it's the first thing that I thought about. We watched a highlight from a dude who is an audio guy, and I want you to listen to this. I'm going to slide this over here. I know what I'm doing.
Copy.
Listen to this
Perfect.
audio.
Alright, Hammerhead RAM is authorized. If you see an opening to run one down, take it. B is 6 o'clock high enough. Scorpio is 12 o'clock. Brace for RAM.
Okay. It gets even more flavorful. It actually gets even more flavorful. The tasty notes, you know, the sommelier in me is tasting something absolutely amazing. And the interesting thing is, I put this out there from this dude. We watched it. This video has 60,000 views. The majority of the comments, which were 249 comments, said, hire this guy. This is just a taste. This is literally just a sample. Most everybody that listened to all of this came away from this and said, this would make the game so much more immersive. And I absolutely agree with everybody here in chat that was live that day watching. I hope I have a burning desire to talk to Donnie, who I know over at Cloud Imperium, or Elliot, and I have this burning desire. I hope they've seen this. I would feel that they have. There's a part of me that thinks that within those 60,000 views, that there's one dev out there that actually said, "Oh, did you watch this? DG found this dude who does audio." I can tell you, man, The quality of the audio in here is it's superb. I'm not quite sure about the chatter, like the police kind of like boop, 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 boop. I'm not quite sure about that. But in terms of the atmospheric, the vibe with the ship, the thrusters, you feel the weight of the ship more just based on the audio, and getting hit by missiles and torps. Like the crazy thing is when missiles hit this and there's just this metallic thud. It's like bah. And it puts a jolt into you, you know? Right now, you can see in the comments, just go to this video one time, just read all these comments, man. That was really cool. The guy who did this said, glad you all liked it. Really super nice dude. But man, his name is Hybrid V Audio. I don't think it's coincidence that Jared, and I don't think it's coincidence that Cloud Imperium's all of a sudden talking about audio. I think that maybe this kind of got around. I think there's a focus on it because possibly this video here got a lot of attention. I mean, on the grand scale, not that much. 60,000 is not a lot of views. But I think that at least one or two devs probably picked this up on their radar, and they were like, holy shit, this is actually really pretty good. So check it out. It's on the channel. Sorry to interrupt the Inside Star Citizen review for that. I just think that's very relevant and very important to talk about. No, dude. I totally want to see that, Ash. I do.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Klopney. I'm a senior audio designer at Cloud Imperium Games, and today I'm here to talk about reverberation, ambient sound design, and a few concepts we're experimenting with for Pyro planets.
Yeah, it's a really good point to bring up, Noob. And one of the things I would say is this, and for a year and a half, I've been talking about how they should develop this show more, because I believe this show is the show that's the show that people watch who are new to Star Citizen. Like this, I feel like this is why I do the review on this. It doesn't have a lot of meat with potatoes, right? But this show is like really geared for people just fresh to the project. It's like a entertainment kind of like, here's what we're kind of up to, transparent thing that's really kind of meant to catch new people and to draw them in. And what I think they should do because of that is somehow merge like an Inside Star Citizen with a Star Citizen Live. They make less work for themselves, but they do more to bring in people and capture and have that player retention. Calling all devs was excellent. Yes. I even enjoyed Pillow Talk. It was Pillar Talk. I even enjoyed Pillar Talk because I got to see a lot of the incompetence that was going on firsthand. You know, I got to see a lot how the business was working. I got to see how Chris was interacting with people. I got to see the important employees, and I started to get a vibe on like how things were actually working in the office space, you know, global office space. Anyway, sorry. Lots of great debate and discussion tonight. Love it.
Without extensive soundproofing, most spaces will produce many closely spaced reflections, which reach the listener shortly after the initial dry sound. We hear this series of reflections as a single continuous sound, which we call reverb. Reverb is created when a sound occurs in space with pressurized atmosphere, sending sound waves out in all directions. These waves reflect our surfaces in space, decaying in amplitude until reflections eventually die off. It's my own hypothesis that the experience of sound is about 30% of the human experience and possibly up to 50% of the game experience. Different reverberations give us a rough idea of the space we have around us. During a phone call, for example, where we can't see the other person we're talking to,
I don't know, that sounds like way too much. You know, you can put these effects on different types of process. I've got a lot of software I use for producing songs, you know, and I would say this, like that sounds a little generic, you know, like I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I know I come off that way a lot of times, but I'm just telling you how I feel. Like that sounds like you're in a music hall, almost like in a small one. I was in a band. I don't know why I applaud that. It was a metal band, right? I'm really into blues. I'm really into the guitar. I'm really into music. And I can tell you, like I'm an audiophile, if you will. when I hear something like that, that time at Bandcamp Tech. All right. Enough. I'm not going to share my story with you. I'm not.
Still easy to get a rough idea of the physical space they're in. The reverberation does that. Oh, hi, Mom. I'm sorry. I can't talk right now. We're filming. I'm going to call you back. Thanks. So that's where I put it. Hey, Mom. No, I'm sorry. We're still filming. I can't talk now. I'll call you back. Okay? Thank you. Bye.
We're seeing how audio we're seeing how he's adding the effects to the audio is all we're seeing. That's what he's displaying. Am I too big-headed to think that they're bringing on the audio guy because we showed this audio video last week? Am I actually thinking that I am way too much of the banana fountain god that I am? Is it a coincidence?
Banana fountain.
Is it a coincidence? It could be. I think possibly that video got around about the audio, so maybe they're playing the defensive card, you know? But you're right, Noob. Thank you. Thank you for deflating my head. This was probably scheduled way ahead of time and has nothing to do with me. That's... Not going to get any subscriber money that way, Noob.
Checkmate. Here's one reverb for it, for example.
Fucking love
and
it.
here's how the other would sound. In video game development or in audio production in general, getting the right feel for space is absolutely crucial for the immersion of the audience.
Right.
As audio designers, our task is often to recreate an effect that closely matches the visuals.
Yes.
In reality, often the best sound design work is what doesn't get in the way of interpreting the scenario. So our work is unnoticed until there's an issue with what you're hearing.
And what is actually a lot of people don't know is this man is deaf. That was a terrible joke. That was a horrible joke. That is not funny.
Basically, there's two schools of thought in layman's terms, analog and digital. Either there's a software generating reverb on a signal based on a complex algorithm, or you capture an area that you like the natural reverberation of and use the created impulse response or IR for short.
Right, like this is true. I'm going to give an amen to that because I give you a little taste, okay?
Yes, sir. You're gonna amen.
And what Futz is saying is striking very true to my heart and why I love this show and why I love hanging out with you guys because we just say it like we feel it. And Futz says our issue is that it doesn't sound like the video that we watched with the guy who made it sound even better, and that is really what the issue is.
Yes, sir. You're gonna amen. Yes.
No offense to this dude. No offense to this dude.
Short to generate reverberation through it, which is what we did at the basement of CIG. One big advantage we had with the CIG parking lot is the huge surface area on both levels, with a lot of parallel flat surfaces that can create delays, all kinds of distortions, and it's pretty much one driving element that I wanted to use for Pyro. How cool is that the new building we just moved into could be used this way for the new solar system? Of course, the IR we capture is also digital, which allows us to use them in-game. So, where would it make sense to use IR in-game? My current task as one of the new senior sound designers in the team is to get some concepts together for the new Pyro solar system we showed some videos of during the latest CitizenCon.
Good job on the atmospheric soundtrack they just cut in because it is an audio show. But I would just say this, and I'm saying this, you know, trying not to be offensive. I don't know this guy. right? But I will say this in general. What's important is not only how the sounds, how you're recording the sounds, the effects that you're putting on the sounds, where you're recording the sounds, what you're recording with, the equipment, what it is that you're recording. These are all the variables. But the most important thing is that they are applied correctly. And that is such a hard thing to make sure that that it lands correctly on all of our palettes. And Nubifier says, but why? But why the F do we want Pyro outside to sound like the Cloud Imperium Garage? And I would have to say this. I would just have to say this, and I'll say it with the sound effect. It's how the sounds, like here, listen to this sound. This is a great sound. Okay, I mean, that sound could be a great sound. Could be also bad sound for people. It depends. It's all based upon their own personal palette. Now, for me, that sound hits just right. And for a lot of people, it might not. But I kind of want it to sound like this. You know, that sounds right to me. And what he's showing me is just, I don't know. I don't feel like he's applying it correctly. I do agree with Nubifier that it does have like this vibe where it's like, why do we want that? Why do we want Pyro to sound like the inside of Cloud Imperium's garage? I will say I agree with it.
Gone. Based on the art direction I received, Pyro is a hostile environment. Any life developing on those planets is based on very different rules than what we have on Earth, and in Stanton as a consequence. And the basic idea is to make the planet sound otherworldly, unusual, a bit different, but still create something that pleases the ears of the players. It's a fairly contradictory pitch, so if you're me, after receiving such a task, you go home and cry under the shower for a bit. What I came up with is a list of complex systems that will allow us to generate several layers of reverberation that often doesn't exactly belong to the physical space you're in, and has a certain musical tone, plus some other granulated effects to give you sounds that could not possibly come from our solar system, making the familiar sound unfamiliar in subtle ways.
Okay, that's not bad. It's like it feels like a wind tunnel thing going on here. Hold on. Yeah, like
this involves a lot of experimentation, so anything I can show you now is purely so we could have a clearer conversation about concepts.
Okay, all right. So he's basically putting this out there for everybody. All right. I mean, this needs to be like. Here's the thing. Like, this is actually quite good that he said that, because this should be a discussion in the community, and we need to all kind of say like, we like this, we don't like this, we like this. I think this is where like we really have to step up as the fan base, as the backers, as the gamers. I think this is where we have to step up and say yes and no. Like, we have to say, okay, like, here's an example we liked, here's an example we didn't like, this is what we're going for. I don't know necessarily, though, if this gentleman that we're watching, you know, and again, I'm going to sound like a giant asshole here, but like, I think it comes down to like experience. I don't know what the gentleman's experience is. I don't know how long he's been doing this. You know, is there somebody else who's more suited? Like, is there somebody who has more experience that will play sounds that I'll instantly be like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like the video we watched. Like the video we watched at the beginning of this, you know, that was a no-brainer. When I watched that video, and it wasn't even about watching the video, it was about listening to the video. When I listened to the video that I showed at the beginning of the stream, it was instantaneous, like Fut says. It was instantaneous, like, I have no question in my mind this is the perfect sounds, right? So then you got to say, like, he is the senior sound designer at UK. No, that's a terrible sound to play, Pepe. That's hurting the man's feelings. He can handle it. Did you see his goatee? He tied like 15 rubber bands around it. He can handle that. Maybe he can't. But I will say this. It has to do with people who dedicate their passions in their lives to what it is that is their craft, right? I'm spoiled, you know? Yeah. Yeah, like it's near the end, says New Fire. All right, don't spoil. Yeah, don't spoil it. Yeah, see, like I'm on the fence, you know what I mean? I'm on the fence with this. I totally agree with your guys' assessment of this. Like, I like when we agree. Sometimes we don't agree, but like we're in agreement tonight. Limitless, like really, there's more. Yeah, no. I don't think that's a realistic atmospheric effect. Yeah, like I don't think that is a realistic atmospheric effect at all. And I don't know if we're going to explain this away with some nerd lore about Pyro and the planets of Pyro and the moons of Pyro. I don't know, but that is a definite no for me. That is a no. Like, I don't even understand what's going on here. Like, he's in an open space. I don't know if the planet has some type of nerd lore that I'm not aware of. Right. It does not sound like it's outside. Yeah, overthinking. Ash. Dude, we did not question for a moment when we heard the sounds from Hybrid Audio V5. I'm not quite sure how he wants me to say that. But the man seemed like he nailed it, you know? And there were over 200, almost 300 comments that were saying the exact same thing. People were tripping over themselves in the comments saying how much they enjoyed that audio. Man, if there's one thing that Elite Dangerous got right, it was the audio. Let me tell you something. Elite Dangerous audio was superb. Now, if they only could add Dangerous to the game, it was really all Elite. And when I saw the video from Hybrid Audio, I thought to myself, holy God, this gives me that Elite Dangerous flavor, you know, that audio that I love. And Panda's right. There is no sound out of atmosphere. It's like, you know, like there should be no sound like this in an atmospheric environment. I absolutely agree with that, Panda. You know, Lore Team will say the sound is off because of Magnus in the suit or something stupid, says Noob. Yeah, like they're going to explain the audio that I don't think is the correct audio, some crazy nerd lore. And then everybody's going to say, okay, yeah, that must be the thing. I absolutely, completely agree with that. Yeah, I'm kind of upset. And, you know, like, not to disparage the guy who's the audio guy, right? But, man, this is not it. This is not the flavor. Like, we need to start over. We need to start from scratch, and we need to ask Hybrid Audio to work for Cloud Imperium. I don't know if I can digest anymore. I'm actually getting a little bit upset. Yeah, like, you know, because I'm seeing an example from a creator, from a content creator that is better than a paid employee at Cloud Imperium. And that just upsets me. Like, something riles me. The manager in me. Yes, if you can believe it, I was a manager. I was a sales manager, if you can believe that. But at one point in my life, who would ever let me be a manager? That's what you got to ask yourself. But really, on the serious side of things, management's really important. Having the right person, making sure that the right things are happening, is really important in a business model. And I'm feeling a lackluster, just the notes in my mouth right now, pun intended. Sorry. They're sour. It's like a sour apple right now. No caramel to go with that. None. Give me some goddamn caramel with that sour apple. You know what I mean? I'm relating tastes to your listening experience right now. Can I have some applause on my amazingness? No, Pepe? Are we going to do another banana fountain? Please do. Please enlarge my head.
Banana fountain.
I'm too funny for my own good. Nobody understands me. Let's keep watching.
It's not confirmed, validated, or even discussed at this stage. I'm just coming up with ideas on my own to have content and possible systems to talk about later when Pyro Audio goes into production. And so why do we use IR instead of algorithmic reverb? The reason is simple. we're generating content on a planetary scale. The basic idea is to come up with a typology of sound parameters that would essentially allow us to procedurally generate audio. But with what we're designing...
That's way too preachy. That's way too scripted right there. I'm really upset about this episode. I grade every episode, and I'm feeling like like right now, I am not liking how scripted this is, the topology of the audio, the whole thing. They're really kind of like morseling this down and selling it and shoving it down our throats right now. I do not like the way that this is being presented to me. Noob says, when Pyro audio goes into production, yeah, it's. I don't even know if I'd give it a D+, Futz, you know?
For a system this size, your absolute first priority is optimization. Like, I like the fact that they put the time into this to give it a script of sorts, but like it also has to have some, there has to be a genuine feel about what it is that I'm digesting with my eyeballs and ears, you know? Being able to control and test for all the parameters.
He's overthinking Limitless, you know? D-2.5 says Futz. I'm being very hard tonight, but I feel like it's deserved.
So the design has to be clever and the resources are controlled. IR takes substantially less processing power than algorithmic reverb. What I often did for the concepts of Pyro is to layer several different sized IRs on top of each other. This gives you an odd feeling about the space around you and allows me to treat the layers differently with a few parameters and a few knobs.
By the way, when he's saying IR or IRs, he's referring to something called an impulse response. Okay, an impulse response, it's like a measurement of sound, in layman's terms, from a speaker or source. So when he's talking about IRs, I'm just giving you guys like an idea about what he's talking about. It does feel like that, Noob. It really does. I'm really getting kind of upset with this. It's what is going on here? What is this? Why are we doing this?
So that is a quick look into one aspect of sound design for Star Citizen. I hope you enjoyed.
Okay. Now, wow, like we didn't even have the end where Jared said, "Well, so what do we learn this episode?" Because there was nothing to learn this episode. We didn't even have Jared end it the traditional way, dudes. Like, I gotta say this. Now, I'm gonna go to the Discord right now. Wow. That is so far off the mark. That is, like, way off the mark. And I am not trying to get this guy upset. Like, really. Like, the last thing I want to do is shit on somebody's work. You know, that is not a fun position that I'm putting myself in. But I have to say, dude, no. And I think that this discussion has to be had. At least from what I heard from him, he was open to discussion, and we just have to seriously say no. Whew. It sounds like cave audio out in the middle of the open, right, Ash? Now, Ash has something he wanted me to look at in the Look at This DG Discord that also came from this hybrid audio, gentlemen. Let me go down here. Holy God, we're going to have a fun show tomorrow. Don't forget, Friday mornings, 9:30 a.m. EDT time. We have DG in the morning. It is a fun show. We chill out. We talk. We have a good time. Why wouldn't you want to be there? Here, Ash, our super mod, by the way. We have a lot of super mods here tonight. Thank you to all my moderators. Man, a super thanks to all of you. And a special thanks to Jiro as well, who really cracked down on these bot problems we are having in Discord. Thank you, Jiro. Love you, bro. Long-term, old-school OG friend of mine. Jiro, you see him right under me in the admin section. What an awesome dude. Thank you so much for your help in getting rid of these spam bots we had. It was ridiculous. But let's look at the audio right now from Hybrid V Audio. And this is a gentleman, mind you, this is a content creator the one we saw at the very beginning of the Inside Star Citizen review, whose audio and battle was exquisite. Like 9 out of 10, I would give the audio that I listened to. Now we're going to listen to, what is this, Ash? Idris Size 10 Laser Action. Well, my no-no spot's ready. My no-no spot is really seriously ready. What did I just experience? What, that was like a braingasm.
Yes, you're not gonna hate me.
Holy mother of God, there was no question there. There was literally no question there. I think we're all awake. Dude, hire this dude. This is the guy who's got the fucking pulse of it. And like Noob said, most likely the video that I showcased this man's work on that helped him boost his own subscribers. By the way, thank you everybody in this community. You guys went over to this dude's channel, subscribed like crazy. You guys boosted this man. You elevated him to another level. The DG360 community went over in waves. We literally went over like a hurricane into this guy's channel when we subscribed to him. You guys helped this guy out so much, gave him so much attention. This guy deserves attention. This is what this channel is for. Thank you very much. An organic algorithm here on DG360, not your fake algorithm, not your AI algorithm, but an algorithm that's based upon humanity, blood, organics, tissue, brain matter. Should we do a slow-mo? We need a slow-mo on the audio real quick. This is going to be crazy here. Slow-mo time.
Yes, you're not gonna hate me. Yes.
Here's my advice. Cloud Imperium. Hybrid V Audio. Why am I not subscribed? What the fuck is wrong with me? Dude, I'm typing dude. Just dude. That's my comment. That's my comment. And just so he knows that we're still supporting him. Dude. Just dude. Now, hello, booby. How you doing, Diamond? Are you ready for some more boobies? We are going to have an after party right now. We're going to have some fun. That's what we do after the Inside Star Citizen review. We hang out. We have a chill session. We watch some Star Citizen content on the after party. It's going to be a fun time. I can't wait for the live audience who is here that I love. If you're watching on YouTube, consider becoming a member and supporting us. You get exclusive access to complete episodes of the DG360 in the Morning podcast that we do every Friday. Also, you get the after parties, you get the VIP membership stuff, you get the wonderful highlights, you get to see me sing, you get to hear people talk about their daily lives, you get connected. Is what you do. Just push the join button, do it and help us out. Help us become a strong community. We don't want to be a weak community. We don't want drooping muscles. What's wrong? Help us out. Sweet access. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. And now it is time for the after party. By the way, if you are watching on YouTube, do not forget to push the like button, subscribe, do everything that you really want to do inside, deep down in your heart. Let it explode. Let it explode. It's party time. Let's do it.